Of a half for the Sacramento Kings taking on a Bucks team that is 48-19, and Sacramento is giving them all they can handle. I don't know if the Kings have played a better half of basketball this season. Have they? 62-53 at the break, 32 points in the first quarter, 30 in the second, and again, a 9-point lead at intermission, Ryan.
Grant, that's the best half of basketball the Kings have played all season, in my opinion, especially against a very, very good Milwaukee team. They've taken away Milwaukee's strengths with the exception of Giannis getting his, but they have come out and done exactly what they have needed to do against an elite team in the first half.
How about Kessler Edwards? He didn't score a point, and he's +9. So he's able to impact the game without scoring. That's very important.
Grant, Kessler Edwards caused 2 stops back-to-back just on hustle alone, not to mention he has completely disrupted Chris Middleton's game. Chris Middleton is arguably the second guy they go to, him and Drew Holiday. So this guy has been special, and it's all with hustle. It's hustle, hustle, hustle.
62-53. I mean, how about Sabonis? 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists in the first half.
In the first half. Against arguably what's supposed to be the defensive player of the year in Brook Lopez.
How about that?
He has career high in blocks this year. He's already 6 over his career high with this many games to go. And Sabonis, no issue for him. And Sabonis, if you notice, he's kind of switched up his game tonight. He's not trying to back Lopez down. He's using that little floater from about 3-4 feet, and it's working perfect.
Well, again, 62-53, and this is incredible. Right now, the question is, are the Kings going to be able to hold on? This Bucks team is a championship pedigree team. They are very good, and you kind of get the feeling that they'll get on a run here. But I'll tell you what, the way the Kings are playing with so much confidence right now, that's the word I'll use, confidence. The Kings feel like they can beat anybody in the league, and guess what? They pretty much can.
They're certainly showing that, at least in this first half. To your point, the Bucks are going to make a run, but we talked a lot in the pregame show about rebounding and length and physicality, and the Kings have negated that against the Bucks. Right now, they're only down 1 rebound to the Bucks. The Kings only have 4 turnovers. They have 18 assists. If the Kings continue that in the second half, I don't see how they lose this game.
And this is not just any other team. This is the team currently that has the best record in the NBA. So I talked about this with you on our Listen App show today. If Adetokounmpo plays, which he has, and he's played very well, with 21 points at the half, this was a measuring stick, a barometer type of a game to see, we know the Kings are good. How good are they? We may have that answer in 24 minutes because they dominated that first half.
Yeah, we may, Grant, and I can only speak for myself. I'll kick it to you on this. The Kings look like they belong on the court with the Bucks.
That's correct.
Earlier this season, maybe not. They look like they belong.
Okay, so I think you hit it right on the head. When the Kings played in Milwaukee in December, no one was expecting the Kings to win. You know what the mindset was back then from the fans? Boy, I hope the Kings can keep it close and make a game out of it, right?
Right.
Here we are now, 3 months later, and the mindset is, I think the Kings can beat the Bucks. I think the Kings will beat the Bucks. Think about what's happened from that early December game to now.
It's night and day, Grant. I mean, it was kind of ramping up then in early December, but the Kings have shown us a large enough sample size to this point that, I feel like they, just as you said, you hit the nail on the head. They can beat anybody. It feels that way right now. Yeah.
Domantas Sabonis is doing a lot more than working out. He's turned the team around, okay? It started with the trade of Domantas Sabonis. Let's not ignore that. So, listen, we're all happy for Tyrese Halliburton. He's done a fabulous job. He's an all-star. Indiana is very happy. Both teams are happy with the trade. I think we can move on. All right, I think we can move on. 62-53 at the break. And so let's get some final scores, folks. Tell me how you think this game is going to go. I'm going to say this, Ryan. Okay. I think at some point in this second half, the Bucks will have the lead. I think the Kings are going to win this game, but I think the Bucks at some point in the second half will have the lead.
I agree. The Bucks will have the lead at some point, but I think the Kings win by double digits tonight.
Okay. All
I
right,
think
give me a score.
I'm going to say the Kings are going to go 127, Milwaukee 116.
127 and 116. I'm just curious why you think it's a double-digit win against a team that comes in with the best record in the NBA. That would really be something.
Because, Grant, the way that Sacramento's playing, right? I mean, really, the first half score doesn't really do it justice. If you were watching it, they got on a run there a little bit at the end of the second quarter. If Sacramento plays the exact same game that they played in that first half, minus that last 2 minutes of the second quarter, they're up double digits right now, Grant. They are.
All right. I'm going to say that this second half is going to slow down for Sacramento. I think the Bucks will have the lead at some point. I don't think the Kings are going to put 60 on the board. I'm going to say the Kings win this game 114 to 113. How
You
about
think it's
that?
going to be that close?
I do. This is the Bucks.
Right.
This is the number one seed in
know.
the East. This is the team that won the championship 2 years ago. They're
really
not just going to roll over.
I don't think they're going to roll over. I'm just telling you, maybe we are underrating this Sacramento team when they play the way they did in this first half. And with the addition of Kessler Edwards when he plays that way.
Man, unfreaking believable. 62 to 53. Keep the scores coming. Is 114 a bit low? Yes, it is. But I think the scoring is going to come down a little bit from the Kings' perspective. So it is a little low. Yes, it is.
Well, Grant, on the flip side of that, I know Sacramento shot the three ball well in the first half. They are getting wide open looks from beyond the arc, and they are missing wide open looks. So you get half of those going in, that's going to pump that up even more for
I don't think the Kings are going to get those type of looks in the second half. I think they'll make the adjustments, and I don't think those looks will be there as much. If the looks are there, then the Bucks won't win. All right. So again, 62 to 53 at the break. And I'm expecting this to be a much tighter game in the second half. And I think the Bucks in the third quarter will really narrow this gap. This is going to be a fourth quarter game. I think with 5 minutes to go, it's going to be up for grabs. But I like the Kings winning in down the wire.
Grant, who do you think it's going to be for the Bucks that needs to get going? Is it Middleton or Drew Holiday?
I
can't have both of them.
Then I'm going to go Middleton.
Middleton? Okay.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Who else do you want to see? All right. Now we talk about the two guys, Sabonis and Fox. Give me that third guy for the Kings that you want to see get going.
Harrison Barnes. I want to see Harrison get going. I think that because he can play inside out. He's physical into the rack. I want to see him get in there, get some foul trouble with Lopez.
All right. What about Malik Monk? Only 4 points in 11 minutes.
Malik's just a little bit. They're guarding him pretty well. I would like to see Malik get going, but I'm not worried about Malik. I like the style of how it's going right now. They're getting the ball to the shooters, Lyles, Sabonis shoot from behind the arc. So I'm not worried about him getting going.
All right. We appreciate all the love on the chat line. Greatly appreciated. Keegan Murray, another quiet game. 5 points in 13 minutes, did not get a rebound.
He did not get a rebound, and that's where the Kessler Edwards effect comes in because he's eating into Keegan's minutes, right? Which is fine. You look at like you mentioned earlier, the plus minus, and Edwards hasn't even scored a point. So if you're not going to get a ton of production offensively from Keegan, but you're going to get that on the back end from Kessler, I think the minutes go to him at some point.
All right, other scores tonight. Memphis won. They took advantage of a Dallas team once again without Luka and without Kyrie. They win 104 to 88, so the Kings need to win to stay tied with Memphis. Minnesota won in Atlanta 136 to 115. How about the upset in Houston? They beat the Celtics tonight 111 to 109. The Warriors are leading Phoenix 72 to 56. That game almost at the half. Those are some of the scores that affect the Western Conference standings. Right here, though, 62 to 53. Ryan and I are going to be back in a little more than an hour. We'll break it all down for you with our post-game show. And man, oh man, this would, to me, if the Kings can close this out, this would be the most impressive win of the year. And they've had a lot of them,
Yes.
but this would be, well, gee, this guy didn't play. Oh, gee, they got a break because this guy didn't play. Can't say that tonight. And you can't say, well, gee, they took a team that played last night. There are no like, oh, yeah, but there is no any buts on this game. If the Kings win this game tonight, you could say, hey, they beat a team that's the best in the NBA. Both teams had their guns, and the Kings came out on top.
That's right, Grant. And we don't have to think back to the schedule. What game was that? You point directly to this one if they're able to come out victorious and light the beam.
Yeah. We are taking over a lot of entities in the Sacramento market. I don't like to brag, but the numbers don't lie. We had 28,000 people watch us after the Kings beat the Suns. And if the Kings beat the Bucks tonight, even though it's a home game, I think we'll probably have over 20,000. So we are very well aware that 17,000 fans are at the game, 18,000. Not everyone is watching the post-game show particularly live, but a lot of those fans go home and watch the post-game show. So we appreciate that. I'm telling you, Paul, we are going to get to 50K before this year is over. Absolutely. Absolutely. No question. Well, I'll tell you, it's not going to be long before Ryan's pregame numbers get more than that station. All right. So it's not just what we're doing. Ryan's kicking ass in the pregame show. So absolutely. Let's get 40K. You're darn right. Let's do it, man. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right. So I do have an update on the, I'm going to have an update on the shirts tomorrow. All right. I'll have an update tomorrow. Thank you very much. Thank you. We appreciate it. Ryan, how great are the fans, man? They're freaking awesome.
They're amazing. And thank you so much for everybody that's been tuning in. And do us one favor, obviously like the show, follow Grant's YouTube channel. And, there are so many people that say, wait, Grant has a show now? Yep. Tell somebody. Just tell one person, please.
That's right.
And this thing's going to grow big, and we're going to all do it together. So we absolutely love your support.
I also love the fact that we're getting a lot of people going to Bennetts and saying, wow, love this. Amir sent me a picture from brunch yesterday. All right. Yes, he was enjoying brunch, and he sent me a picture, and I was like, man, that is freaking awesome. Said it was great, really enjoying that, and said bubbles and brunch at Bennett's. Cheers, sir. And sent me a picture of champagne with orange in the background, a little mimosa. I love that. The weekend brunch is fabulous. Don't forget, you also have prime seafood and steak. It's awesome. 2 locations, Roseville, Eureka and Lead Hill, and Sacramento, Howe and Fair Oaks. They're coming to Rockland soon, so keep that open as well. In other words, keep that in mind. Bennett's, you'll love it. Big supporters of the Sacramento Kings as well, and we are grateful for their support. All right, give me the one key here in the third and fourth quarter.
You cannot allow, rebounding. I'm going to stick by that. But the other key is you cannot allow Holiday and Middleton to break out. You've got to keep one of them in check for the Kings to win this game. All
right. Thank you very much for your support, Andrew. Really appreciate that. Awesome. House arrest. Well, I'm sorry to hear that you're on house arrest. That's not good.
I bet Bennetts delivers. We might be able to get something out for you.
Thank you very much, True American. We appreciate that. You're going to get a shirt. Everyone's going to be able to get a shirt.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right. We both are picking the Kings to win. I think they will win, but I think this is going to get very tight. You're not playing the Orlando Magic tonight. All right. No disrespect to the Magic. You get my point. You're playing the Milwaukee Bucks. All right.
Yeah.
You're playing a team that's the best record in the NBA. They're not going to go away. I think the Kings are going to prevail. I think the Kings are playing with so much confidence right now. But I do believe the Kings are going to win this game. And Ryan, this is going to be a hell of a post-game show if the Kings can hold on here.
Yes, it is. And Grant, if they do hold on, it might be in the next game. The Milwaukee Bucks are playing the Sacramento Kings.
Wow.
Think about that.
Oh, boy. We'll see you after the game. Kings, Bucks, 24 minutes left. Enjoy it, everybody, and thank you for joining us right here on If You Don't Like